Jake was a 35-year-old single father, balancing the demands of his job as a mechanic with raising his 14-year-old daughter, Emma. Life had thrown him some curveballs, but he always managed to keep things together, focusing on providing a stable and loving home for Emma. They had a close bond, built on trust and openness, making it all the more alarming when he started noticing changes in her behavior. It all began one Friday evening. Jake had just finished a long day at the garage and was looking forward to spending the weekend with Emma. He walked into their small suburban home, expecting to find her in her usual spot on the couch, engrossed in her latest book or sketching in her art journal. Instead, he found her in her room with the door shut, something she rarely did. "Hey, Emma, I'm home," he called out, trying to sound cheerful despite his exhaustion. There was a long pause before she replied, "Okay, Dad." Her voice unusually flat. Jake frowned. He knocked on her door gently and opened it. Emma was sitting at her desk, staring blankly at her laptop screen. "Everything all right?" he asked, leaning against the doorframe. "Yeah, just tired," she muttered without looking up. Over the next few days, Jake noticed more odd behavior. Emma, who was usually outgoing and full of life, had become withdrawn. She stopped hanging out with her friends, barely ate, and spent most of her time locked in her room. When he tried to talk to her, she brushed him off with vague excuses about school stress. Concerned, Jake decided to dig deeper. He knew something was wrong, but he couldn't put his finger on it. One evening, after Emma had gone to bed, he decided to check her laptop. He hesitated, feeling guilty about invading her privacy, but his worry overruled his hesitation. As he browsed through her browsing history and messages, a pattern began to emerge. There were numerous conversations with someone named Shadow Knight. The messages were cryptic and unsettling, filled with references to secret meetings and instructions to keep everything hidden from her father. His heart pounded as he scrolled through the chats. Shadow Knight seemed to have a powerful hold over Emma, manipulating her emotions and feeding her fears. Jake's protective instincts kicked in, and he knew he had to act quickly. The next morning, he decided to confront Emma. "We need to talk," he said, sitting her down at the kitchen table. She looked at him with a mix of fear and defiance. "Who is Shadow Knight?" he asked gently. Emma's face turned pale. She tried to deny knowing anything, but Jake's persistent questioning eventually broke her down. Through tears, she explained that Shadow Knight was someone she met online. At first, he seemed like a friend, someone who understood her in ways no one else did. But over time, his messages became darker and more controlling. "He told me not to trust anyone, especially you," she sobbed. "He said he was the only one who cared about me." Jake's heart broke as he listened to his daughter's confession. He wrapped her in a tight hug, reassuring her that they would get through this together. He immediately contacted the authorities and reported the online predator. They assured him they would investigate and take appropriate action. But the ordeal was far from over. Emma was left shaken and traumatized by the experience. Jake decided to seek professional help for her, finding a therapist who specialized in dealing with online exploitation and trauma. It was a long road to recovery, but Emma gradually started to heal, reclaiming her confidence and sense of safety. Jake made it a priority to educate both himself and Emma about online safety. They attended workshops and seminars, learning about the dangers of the internet and how to protect themselves. Their bond grew even stronger through this shared journey, and Emma eventually returned to her vibrant self. Years later, Jake often reflected on that dark period of their lives. He felt a deep sense of gratitude that he had acted when he did, preventing a potentially disastrous outcome. He used their experience to help other parents and children, volunteering at local community centers and schools to raise awareness about online safety. In the end, Jake and Emma emerged stronger and closer than ever, a testament to the power of love, trust, and resilience. Their story became a beacon of hope for others, proving that even in the darkest times, there's always a way to find the light. Thank you so much for watching this video. I put a link down below about something very interesting you'll like. Go check that out. Subscribe for more daily content. See you on the next one.